Hi, AZSN Group. I just wanted to remind you of some of the information that you have posted. So remember, if you go to groups, that's how you're going to access your group for Psych 231. When you do that, you will see announcements that are posted and different pieces of information. You'll also see a couple pages. I'll have more to add with the content analysis, but that goes over basics, and we're doing some of that today. Another important aspect is files. And so again, we're doing data analysis for a survey that AZSN had conducted. This is going to be used when we're doing the content analysis in class. This is the data set if you're doing any of the Jamovi data analysis that's quantitative, not qualitative. That's where you're going to find it. This is the Jamovi file, but depending on how recently you updated Jamovi, when you got it, it might not read as well if I have a newer version than you. This is going to be our guide for reporting the results for AZSN, and we'll get to that more as we get to our draft deadline. And then this is some other materials from the agency Listen for Good that helped AZSN get this up and running. And so again, just a brief overview, we are going to add more files to this section. And again, in your group contract is where you can go ahead and identify what task you want to do for the data analysis. So if you scroll down to your group contract, you will see towards the bottom, I put a grid. So there is some non-Jamovi stuff. Somebody else can add in to the slides some information that was pulled for the general survey. Somebody is going to put in all the qualitative information that the class helps with. And then these are all things that need to be done descriptives wise in Jamovi. So it goes through and tells you the different options of what needs to be done. So I hope this was helpful. So I did want to go over the Jamovi file for you. Again, you have the option to download the Jamovi file, or you can download the Excel file. And then from the Excel file, which is a CBS file, you can then import it into Jamovi. So when you open up Jamovi, you're going to see you have a respondent ID. Don't need to worry about that. Collector ID and end date. Those are just general descriptors. We're not doing anything with these three things. English versus Spanish. How and what, I guess, language were they given the survey? So that's good to report. That is a job for someone. How likely question is another job for someone. Again, from this one, we do know that it is a continuous ID. So then you would go through and report appropriate descriptors for that. These are, again, part of a scale, a Likert scale, but they weren't given numbers. They were given those category names. And so it's a matter of going through and sharing out how many for each of those different responses for the Likert scale. So again, Likert scale, though we put it on a number, we could make it a lot of these are just single item numbers. And so we can go ahead and keep those as the general descriptors. Again, also you can see there were a total of 120 participants that filled out the survey. So again, placing how many people were in each category, how often questions, how many were in each category. This guy, which of the following virtual resources did you use? You're going to go ahead and this one, and this one all go together. And so you would report out all the different services that they had done. And then this is the same one for this question as well. You report out from all of these, the different services that they had selected. Then, so all of this goes together and reporting out. And then this was a matter of reporting what they had responded for this question. Then they're asking what method of preference do they do. Again, this guy goes with all of these. All of these are. So how many people said, yes, I want to get news through email? How many people said Facebook? I want to hear through mail, good old snail mail. I want to get a phone call from AZ Ascend. I want to get a text message or some other way. All right. So all of those went together for a question for someone to do. Then there's some general descriptors. So we need to report out who filled out the survey. So that's going through and adding the age, the gender, race and ethnicity. These race and ethnicity categories, again, all go together. So it's kind of like a checkbox thing in the survey. What did they respond? So all of these would be just getting totals for those different categories reported out. And it is the case that these categories, as well as the other ones that had several columns for categories, are not mutually exclusive. It means they could check more than one category. So I hope this last bit was helpful for you as you get going with data analysis.